Hello, W4CY listeners. Are you ready to learn the spiritual laws to success and wealth? Well, pack your virtual bags, because it's 1 p.m. Eastern and it's time for the Traveling Investor Radio Show, sponsored by Cornerstone Investment Partners and RE/MAX Commercial Realty Partners. Fasten your seatbelts and get ready to get wealthy. And now, here's your host and travel guide, the real estate guru, Nitzan Mosery.
Hey travelers, how are you? Welcome. Nitzan Mosery here, the traveling investor, and I've got Tom Zaimes, philosopher extraordinaire, with me. We're here every week, 5 p.m. Eastern, W4CY.com, best internet radio station on the planet, and we're going to get ready to rock and roll because we've got a great show planned for today. Yeah, but first of all, I always like to say hi to my co-host.
Hello, my friend.
Oh, good to see you.
Good to see you.
How's your week been?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me.
For real this time. No,
For
I'm
real,
not
right?
just saying that. Yeah.
Right?
Good.
So last week you were going through some stuff with your not the landlord, with this
seller.
guy, the seller,
Yeah.
and whatnot. So how's that going?
It's not going great.
Ooh.
But you know what I'm doing is I'm shifting off of that.
Right.
And I'm going to let the universe handle that.
Absolutely,
There's
right?
only so much you can control in life. I've done everything I could possibly do at this point. So sometimes you just have to turn it over and say, you know what, I've done everything I can do. It's in God's hands or whatever, and
right.
usually it works out. So
And that's it, right?
that's it. That's what I'm going to do.
Sometimes that's the only thing that you can do is just put it in God's hands, right?
Yep.
So awesome, man. So this week Monday I was in Key Biscayne. There was a this conference, the Family Office Super Summit.
I should have been there. Yeah.
Great summit, great location. It's funny, there weren't a lot of old faces. Suddenly there was an influx of new faces, right? And when you go to these events, the whole point of going to these events is to build relationships, say hi to people. Hey, yeah, I'm still in the game. You're still in the game. What are you doing? What are we doing? And just build, relationships with it. And I found that a lot of the people that I was expecting to see there weren't there. So you got to ask the question, are they still in business, or do they not like that event, right? Were they not successful with that event? But I found it very successful. Talked to some people, saw some people again that I'd met when I was in Atlanta. So that relationship is building and working. Yeah. So yeah, it was a pretty good event. Now, of course, comes the follow up, right? We got to follow up with everyone and build those relationships, right? Give me 1 second. We're going to work out.
Follow-up's key.
Yes, the follow up is extremely key because that's when you build a relationship. That's when you get to know someone, right?
Right. Yeah.
And it's funny. I'm sitting there, and I'm all about building the relationships and talking and getting to know the person before I even talk about what I do or anything of that nature.
Sure.
And there are people walking around with booklets, like hundreds of pages of a pitch deck.
That's the worst.
And doctors with these medical devices, and they're telling me all about the T3 and the lumbar and the this and the twisting and the twirling and I just I know myself. I get this glazed look over my eyes, right? And then I'm walking down, walking back and forth through everybody, and you can just see the person talking, and then you look across to them, and you can see another person who's got just the same glazed over look, and that there's no interest, nothing's going on. They're not building that relationship,
No,
right?
they're dying to get out of that conversation.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
I spent 15 minutes listening to a chiropractor tell me something about the device that he made. And he didn't even give me a chance to walk away. He's like, "Hey, hi, what are you doing?" My name, blah, blah, blah. And so, I had this and I had this and other, and okay, I'm not involved in that.
No.
So you just spent 15 minutes of your time and my time that went absolutely nowhere. right?
Maybe you can take advantage of that and go around and save the people with the glazed looks.
Right.
Kind of like, when a girl's talking to a guy they don't want to talk to at the club, you come in and save them. They want to be saved.
Right.
Boom.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's probably a good thing, right? You save people a lot of time and just a lot of frustration and whatnot.
Right.
By the way, travelers, let us know where you're coming from, where you're listening in from. We'd love to hear from you guys.
Big J
right?
from Texas, is he here?
Big J, are you there, Big J? Where are you? We don't see you, brother.
I feel like we're starting to know some of these people.
Right? And we got Suzanne and Michael and Wilfredo and Tom here on live on our Facebook Live. What's happening, guys?
Excellent.
Glad for you guys to be here. So, so what was I talking about just a second ago? So I was saying how walking around, you got to know what to say and who to say it to.
Yeah.
There are some people that want that technical information, that want to get deep down right now, right?
Yeah, right.
Very few and far between.
Yeah.
Most people want to build a relationship. They want to know if they like you.
Yeah.
Let's go grab drinks later on. Let's have some dinner. And if we can laugh and we can bullshit and we can joke and we can say ha ha ha, then the kind of the walls break down a little bit.
Yeah.
Everything goes down, and then you can talk. And so, what are you looking for? What do you do? Oh, this and that, and you can really get to know someone on that level. And then after a couple of weeks, you can say, okay, you know what? Hey, why don't we see if we can work together? Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's there,
Yeah.
It may not take a couple of weeks, it may take a few phone calls and you build a strong relationship, right? But you got to be careful, You don't want to sit there and puke all over people information.
No one wants to feel like they're being sold.
No.
It's like, so even if you are selling, at least disguise it like you're not.
Exactly, It's just one of those things, right? So pay attention. And even when you're going to a networking event, right, and you want to network and you want to find the right person, a partner, whatnot, always ask questions. The person who asks questions is always in control of the conversation. Mm-hmm. You can take it wherever you want. So wherever you work, what did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? What are you looking for here? Why are you here? What's...
Yeah.
And you get all this information from people because people love to hear their own voices.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
So let them talk, right? If we're talking, we're not listening to them and we're not learning about them, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So
get them to talk about things that they enjoy doing.
Absolutely. Someone once said, when you're talking, you're only repeating something you know. When you're listening, you're learning something new.
I like that.
Right?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's true.
Who do we got here? We got Rebel Meddler, we got Wayne. It's better to get to know people. Absolutely. What's up, Libby? But that is not a good practice. You should be upfront with people. You mean by not telling, by listening to their pitch and so forth? Yeah, sometimes you could be like, hey, that's not me, but sometimes they just want to talk and talk and talk, and it's a fine line. You know what I'm saying, Libby? What do you think?
I don't know if I understand the question. Be upfront, but you should be upfront with people.
I think Libby's talking about when we're standing in front of somebody, and they're talking to us, and we have nothing in common with them, and we're just blowing it, right? They're just yapping into the wind, right? We got that glazed look. So I think Libby's saying that we should be upfront with these people and tell them, hey,
No, she says seeing people but not letting them know you are selling them. Oh, selling. No, selling people but not letting them know you're selling them.
Well, yeah, some people want to know that they're being sold, but you know what? We're being sold every single day of our lives. In everything, right? Constantly.
We're constantly selling.
This is what we do, right? We wake up in the morning, we try to sell breakfast to our kids, right? We try to sell good hygiene to our kids. We try to, sell us to our partners every single day, us to our colleagues, us to our jobs, right? We're always constantly selling. So, you got to understand that, Thank you, Marcos. I appreciate that. He says he loves my energy. Appreciate it, man. Love you too, brother. But we're always selling, right? We're selling now. We're selling this show hard, right? Because we want listeners. We want to help people. Our goal is to wake people up.
Absolutely.
Is to wake your asses up so that you can go out and live the best version of you that you can be, right?
Sarah, we missed something here in the beginning.
Sarah, what happens if you try your best to put out good karma, but still keep getting bad? Whew. Huh.
That's deep.
Yes.
That's deep. My instincts are to tell you that you get back what goes out. So, you know, you might think that you're putting out good. Maybe you're not. That's a tough answer to give somebody.
Right.
So what do you mean specifically? Maybe that's what we can do. What happens if you try to put out good karma but still keep getting bad?
Are you putting out good karma for the sake of getting good karma back, or are you doing it because that's the right thing to do? That's also an issue, right? A lot of people play the game and go, you know what, I want to open that door for that person because I expect something good to come from that.
Right.
You know, and when that expectation, that kind of, you know, loses everything. We need to move forward in peace and harmony for the sake of peace and harmony, not for what it will, not for the, you know, for what we're going to get in return from it. Right?
So, you know, when you put out good karma, it changes your vibration and you do get back equal to that frequency. But what might be happening is you're putting out good karma and then maybe you're doubting what's going to come back to you. Mm-hmm. You're doubting, maybe there's just some fear that it's not going to come back good. There's something's going on there because it should be a reciprocal effect, right? What you put out comes back the same. So something's off. I'm not sure what. I need a little more detail on that.
And also, I had it and it's spaced. Okay, we'll come back to it. Are you looking at the bad stuff that's happening as things that, or let me rephrase it. Are you expecting certain things to come to you and other things are coming? So you're saying it's bad. You're not accepting what you're getting and saying, wow, look at the gifts that I'm getting. But instead you're saying, you know what? I wanted a red Mercedes and I got a blue Toyota. Bad things happen, right? Well, you know, you got a blue Toyota. There are people that ride bicycles their entire lives because they can't afford a car. So it's all about, also perspective. And it's also a judgment call, right? When we're labeling something good or bad, we're putting a judgment on it.
Yeah.
I would just say, you know, try to focus on what it is you're getting, what it is you're receiving. And if you don't like it, like Tom said, change the vibration of what you're putting out. And sometimes in our conscious mind, we want to be successful. We want to be happy. We want to be all these things. But in our subconscious mind, we have that little voice that we talked about last week that sabotages us. Now, I'm not, you know, but I'm really not worthy of it.
Right.
Why me?
Not worthy.
I want happiness, but I don't think I really deserve it, right? So dig deep inside yourself and pull out, you know, where is, you know, is there a negative voice? Is there a little seed of doubt that is inside of you, that is growing, that is changing your vibration? So, you know, check that out. Check that out. That would be good to see. How can we notice a cell? How can you notice a cell? Oh, that's a good one. What's happening, Corey? Thank you for the thumbs up. How can you notice a cell?
You know, they come up to you, you meet them, and all of a sudden they're just right into their spiel of about the lumbar and shit that you don't even want to talk about.
Right.
You know, that's how you know you're in
when they don't give a shit about you.
Yeah.
When all they're talking about is me, and the product that I have and what I've got. It's the best shit since sliced bread. Yeah. You got to be in it. They don't care about you. They're just trying to sell you hard.
They're talking to you and not with you.
Exactly. You know? So that's how you can notice when someone's trying to sell you, right? And guys, we do that to women as well.
Yeah.
Right? When we're trying to sell ourselves to women,
right?
A lot of times you can come off a little too
needy,
too angsty, too much, right? Yeah. Hey, so where are you going? So what, you know? I love that too, and and
laughing,
you just
all their jokes,
you just
smiling,
right? You just puking all of your life story in 3 minutes, because you want this person so much, you want to impress them so much. You're doing actually the exact opposite. You're repelling them, which is the rejection.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Right. So we gotta take care of that. Absolutely. All right, what we're gonna do. We're gonna listen to our sponsors, and when we come back, I want to talk about something that we haven't talked about yet.
Ooh.
Okay, wow. And it's something that everyone goes through it daily. Okay.
Okay.
And it's a 4-letter word, and it starts with the letter F.
Ooh, wow, that's my favorite word.
All right. It's not what you think. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, wait, what we got here? We got Sarah, I keep doing for others.
So you're doing too much.
Right.
We're doing so there's nothing wrong with doing for others, but sometimes doing too much for others is not good either, because then you're give. You got to have a balance. Give, this is for me. You got to have boundaries. You know, I do for others, but I also take care of myself first. So it sounds like you're not putting yourself first. You're putting other people first, instead of focusing on yourself. I would focus more on yourself, because from a better place, then you can help others better than what you're doing now. Giving too much of yourself is not a good thing.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna come right out and say that. It's counterintuitive, but it's true.
You know what do they tell you on an airplane before you take off?
Oxygen.
When the mask drops, who do you give oxygen first?
Yourself.
To yourself, right? Because
Yeah.
you're no good passed out to anybody.
Yeah.
So you got to take care of yourself. You got to make sure that you're breathing.
Yeah.
And now you can take care of the people next to you, the people around you, the people that you love, and your family. So that's the same thing here, right? You got to take care of yourself first. Make sure your soul bucket is full. Make sure your life bucket is full, right?
Yeah.
Make sure you're happy, and make sure you're not looking to bring your happiness due to somebody else, right? Because then if that person leaves and you're not happy, and we put too much weight on other people.
Yeah.
Right?
Sometimes when people give too much, they do it out of maybe like an insecurity that they feel like they need to do more for others. So by working on yourself and bringing in more security and confidence for yourself as a person, that'll do wonders for you as well, instead of just trying to give. I know people that give way too much, and they are the most unhappy people I know.
Absolutely, because they were probably not given enough when they were children.
Yeah.
Right? They were deprived.
Maybe, yeah.
They were deprived.
That's what you're
So now they're going back and they're giving more to people, hoping that they will get that love and that attention from people.
Yeah.
But what happens when you give too much and you become clingy and you want to do everything for everybody? It's like, dude, right?
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, give me some space.
Right.
And then that rejection feeling, that deprivation, that whole thing comes into it, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Right, here I am again, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what I do, I'm always going to be deprived. People are always going to hold back their emotions, their love, and blah, blah, blah. So we got to break those chains, right?
Yeah,
We got to break those habits, right?
Yeah.
We got to become aware of that and so forth. And Beverly says, oh, okay, so people pitching their stuff. Well, yeah, you know, we're all pitching our stuff. It's all a matter of, am I looking out just for myself, or am I actually looking for your benefit with what I have to offer? Right? It's two totally different things.
It's a two-way street. So, you know, what I like to do in a networking event is I like to ask the person, what's the perfect referral for you? Then I know that, and then who knows, I might think of something. Oh, call this guy. Oh, you know what, call this guy. Now you're creating value. Instead of selling, you're giving.
What's up, Craig?
And then the other person's going to be more prone to find you a client for whatever you do. You know?
Absolutely.
That's just the way it works.
Yep.
That's the old Ben Franklin technique.
Amen. Right? Amen. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to listen to our sponsors, and when we come back, we're going to talk about this four-letter word that begins with F that could either freeze you in your shoes and not make you do anything, or it will make you the sharpest knife and you will slice like butter. All right, so when we come back, we're going to talk about it. If you want to know what it is, come back. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a few minutes. And so stay tuned. We'll be right back.
You're listening to The Traveling Investor on W4CY Radio. Please take a moment to listen to the sponsors who have a secret message just for you. Don't leave. The best is yet to come. The Traveling Investor will be right back.
I wanna be rich. Oh, I wanna be rich.
Behind everything you're searching for is something you're actually looking for. When you search with the Real Yellow Pages, you get more than a contractor. You get a whole new curb appeal. It's not just getting directions to a dry cleaner with YP.com. It's rescuing an old favorite from the back of the closet. And it's more than finding a locksmith with YP.com on your mobile. It's getting to sleep in your own bed. Whatever it might be, there are more ways to search and more ways to find exactly what you're looking for with the Real Yellow Pages, YP.com, and YP.com on your mobile, only from AT&T.
Hey, this is Rebel Mel together, join me for In Your Face on W4CY.com, Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it.
How healthy is your pet? Does your pet suffer from ear infections, allergies, diabetes, cancer? Does your pet have a sensitive stomach? Well, we have the solution. Who are we? Fiesta Pet Deli. South Florida's original and only fresh food deli for pets. Our exclusive real food diets bring back the puppy and kitten in your pet. Have a healthier pet, less shedding, less scratching and itching, and eliminate allergies. We carry a full assortment of healthy, holistic, frozen, canned, and dry foods. Try out South Florida's largest selection of natural supplements. We also have a large selection of natural treats, chews, and natural grooming products. It's only natural to stop by Fiesta Pet Deli for all your natural products to keep your pet healthier and happier. Stop by Fiesta Pet Deli at the Festival Marketplace, located at Sample Road and the Turnpike in Pompano. Or call us at 954-971-2500. That's 954-971-2500. Don't forget, ask for your $10 off coupon good for any purchase over $50. Fiesta Pet Deli.
You are now tuned into W4CY Radio, entertainment at your fingertips.
Travelers, welcome back. How are you? Great to have you guys on the show. So before we went on break, and to you guys out there in Facebook world as well, thanks for being here. So before we went, we said that we were going to talk about this 4-letter word. Begins with the letter F, right? And
Ends with K.
no. It can paralyze you, or it can make you do incredible things, right? And yes, Sarah, or Libby, I should say, the word is fear. You're absolutely right. Hey, what's happening, Big J? So yes, it's fear, right? So let's talk about fear for a second. What is fear?
Fear is
What's fear, guys? Anybody out there? Shoot at us.
a reaction that you get to a certain stimulus. It's a feeling of being scared, doubt. It's in my opinion, it's the further away you are from your highest self, the more fear you have. The closer you are to your higher self, you don't feel fear. There's no such thing as it.
Explain that. Go deeper into that. Why when you're connected to your higher self, there's no fear? Why is there no fear when you're connected?
Well, we're infinite beings.
Right.
Flawless infinite beings. And when you're up connected to your highest self, these negative thoughts don't seep into your mind, because your mind cannot be occupied with empowerment and fear at the same time. So when you're at your highest level, and your confidence is up here, and your self-esteem and your self-worth and all this stuff, you can't be in fear. It's impossible. So, for me, it seems like fear and confidence move inversely. When my confidence is tattered, my self-esteem's a little tattered, the fear starts coming in. Fear starts going up, and they go like this. So your highest self, fear, like this.
Okay.
I hope that made sense.
Okay. Can you be confident in the world, but yet, let's say, for example, you and I are somewhat confident people, right? We can say that we're confident. When you go to a Tony Robbins event, and he makes you want to walk on fire, are you not? Is there not? You're confident in yourself, but yet there's fire, and you're a little, oh wow, what's going on there, right? I'm a little scared.
A little, Right? Well, for me, that's a little different, because I know that thousands of people have walked on the fire, and I'm witnessing person after person go. So I'm able to logically deduce in my mind that I'm not going to get hurt from it. So my fear will be minimal. But yeah, when I get up there, I'm going to feel something, you know. But if you've done it 5 or 6 times, you have that confidence that you've done it. It's not going to hurt you. You're not going to get scared.
Right. Absolutely. So can we say, and as our friends here have been sharing with us, can we say that it's false emotions appearing real?
Sure.
False evidence appearing real?
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Something that is in the mind that really isn't there, that we put energy on?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, and
if you think it's true, it'll be true, though.
If you think it's true, it'll be true. You know, a lot of people, I remember sitting at a conference one time, and someone new was getting involved in the business. You know, he was just getting started in the business, and his fear was making mistakes. Oh my God, I'm so afraid of making mistakes. Oh my God, I'm so afraid of making mistakes. I said, all right, time out. If that's what you're focusing on, first of all, you're going to make a shitload of mistakes because that's what you're focusing on.
Yeah.
Whatever you're afraid of and you keep focusing on that, it's going to expand, it's going to multiply, and that's where you're going to live.
Absolutely.
You're going to live in fear and in mistakes.
Absolutely.
I said the second thing, I said, you know what? Forget about that. Don't be afraid of making mistakes.
Yeah.
Accept the fact that you're going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Right? Accept the fact that you're going to fail. Right? Accept that fact.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid of it. Right? Embrace it. You know, I was listening to Will Smith today, and he says, you know, I'm not afraid. He goes, I'm not afraid of failing. He goes, you know, people tell me, you know, people always told us that we should have things to fall back on. He goes, I don't want to fall back on anything. He goes, do I get scared about new things? He goes, yeah. He goes, am I afraid of failing? He goes, absolutely, but I'd rather fail forward, right? Fail forward and fail fast and do all that. So it's the same thing with fear. Fear, we have to understand what it is, right? It's just our minds protecting us.
Yeah.
Right? We have this thing in our brain, you know, the old lizard brain that we have,
Absolutely.
right? And that fear, flight, fight, all that, you know, Cro-Magnon, you know, caveman shit is still stuck in our heads, and it's there for a reason. It's there to make us aware, to make us cautious,
right?
To you know, to inspire us as well, right?
Sure.
And fear is huge, right? Because, you know, as I mentioned it, fear can paralyze you.
Yeah.
Right?
You freeze.
You know, you see it all over the place, right?
Headlights.
Somebody jumps,
yeah,
and they freeze, right? You know, and there are other people that, you know, you jump out, they get a little scared, they go back and pop, 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 and they start going at you, right?
Right.
It's the way they're trained to anticipate and to accept fear and to understand that there's nothing there. There's nothing on the other side of fear except fear.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
And you know, we had it said here a couple of times. What do we got here? Let's see. What is everybody saying? The word is fear, false emotion being real. I think that is closely, but not exact. Different, not emotions. Right. So fear, right? The word fear, we've all heard the different meanings of the acronym, right?
Sure.
False evidence appearing real, false emotions appearing real, forget everything and run, forget everything and rise, right? So the question is, how do you see fear? Do you see fear as something that is crippling you, that can cripple you? Do you see fear as something that stops you from living the life that you want?
Right.
You know, how many people are afraid to talk to their friends and family about what they're doing?
Sure.
Right? They already build in their mind, oh, they're not going to like it. Why would I talk to them? All that negative bullshit all starts even before they stepped out of the house.
They're thinking, what's the worst that could happen already? They're already thinking about that.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Right? They're going to hate me. They're going to and then when you actually go and you talk to someone, right, you're like, oh, wow, that actually worked out pretty well. And then you realize there was nothing to fear. Right?
Right.
And I was talking about it today on my live post, you know, think about it like this also. You have a cliff, right? And you see people always jumping off cliffs, right? You got the guy, like you said, it's confident.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? It's high, you know, but let's do it.
Right.
We jump, we get a good launch, we keep our body stiff, and we land right, It'll be good.
Yeah.
Right? They go, boom, they do it.
Right.
And then the next person, even though they saw that person jump off, they're looking, oh my God, it takes them 5 minutes. Oh my God, already 1, 2, oh no, I can't. Da-da. And then what happens, right? They leap off, but they leap off unbalanced, not confident.
Right.
They leap off all wrong. They're still, while they're going down, they're freaking out, and they land on their stomachs, on their backs, and they totally wipe out.
Right.
What, that fear.
It's all upstairs.
It's all that fear, right? And so.
It's all thought.
It's all thought.
When you're afraid of something, it's because you're having fearful thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's a thought, and you're not being in the now, you're in the future.
That's right.
Thinking about these thoughts. So you have to, when you feel fear, you have to take control of your mind and your thoughts immediately before they run wild on you.
Think about it also like this. When you're watching a horror movie, what is the goal of the movie? Obviously, it's to scare the shit out of you, right?
Right.
So it's not like an action thriller where everything's moving fast, 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 fast. Boom, this guy blows up, blah, blah, and you see everything happening now. There's no anticipation.
Yeah.
There's no, oh my God, what's going to happen now? What's going to happen now? What's going to happen now? In a horror movie, in these things, right? It's always the song, dun, 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 right? The slow song, and it builds up, gets your heart rate going, and it's the anticipation. What's behind that door?
Yeah.
Who's the killer? Where did that come from?
Yeah.
Right? All this questions, like Tom said, of things in the future, of what's going to happen in the future, but we're not here now, right? We're not here in the present moment.
Yeah. You know what's interesting, though? Even if you know it's fake, it's a movie, it's fake, why are you still scared?
Oh, yeah, dude, because they work their magic on you. They spend millions of dollars
your mind
getting into your mind.
Your mind can't differentiate that. It's experiencing it as if it's real.
Absolutely.
It's crazy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's why, when I tell my kids, it's just a movie. Like, I know, but it's so scary. Right? Because, their logic center first isn't developed. It's all emotional and whatnot, and they're freaking out. They know that it's not real, but they're still freaking out.
Yeah. Because we always transport ourselves into the movie.
Mm-hmm. Like you said, it's all about the vibrations. It's all about the, what level of frequencies are we vibrating at? And when you look at horror movies, you look at the frequency that they're bouncing at.
Yeah.
Very low bass, boom, 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 right? And they get you and long, slow moments that lead up to the event. Yeah. So they're dragging you out so that you will be in a place of suspense. In a place of what's going to happen, what's going to happen, what's going to happen, what's going to happen. But if you turn off all the sound and you just look at that one particular scene and you're in that moment, they're like, well, there's just somebody standing in the middle of a room.
Right.
There's nothing to be afraid of that, right? There's nothing at all to be afraid of.
Yeah.
We could sit here and be afraid, oh my God, what are we going to do? I leave the office when we're done here, the studio, and go outside. There's so many cars on the road. I might get killed.
Yeah.
Oh my God! A meteor, a rock, a space rock might fall on my head. Oh my God! Sometimes we get into these places, into these fear modes, but we got to learn how to get out of them.
Yep.
Right?
Absolutely.
It's very easy to get into it.
Yeah.
But once when there are ways of doing things or doing due diligence or behaving a certain way that you can kind of tell fear to go kiss your ass, So what we're going to do is, I know a couple of ways of
I do.
Transforming,
absolutely,
getting out of fear mode into another mode.
Absolutely.
So why don't you share with us? Because after we share with you, we're going to take a little break, and then when we come back, we'll talk more about fear and where it comes and all that stuff.
So fearness and like calm and relaxation are on two opposite ends of the spectrum. So an antidote to fear is slowing down your breath. You can do that through meditation. If you're calm and you're relaxed, there's no fear.
That's right.
There's no fear.
There's no fear.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Slowing things down, breathing deep, focusing on things like your posture. When you're in a good posture, there's less chance of fear creeping in. Whereas if you're hunched over, you're in a weak position, you're in a fearful position as well, right? Mm-hmm. Smiling. If you have to force a smile, go look in the mirror, smile for 30 seconds. You cannot, you force the smile. You feel different, though, don't you?
Feel great.
You feel great, right? It's childish, but it works.
Absolutely.
But the biggest thing is the thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the thoughts. You're not in the now. You're in the future. You're thinking about things that are fearful. Change your thoughts.
Absolutely.
Start thinking of something else. Distract yourself. Pull your phone out. Look at some emails, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you'll notice things will dissipate. Visualization. Visualize and rehearse the outcome you want. Like you said, if you're going to meet with a client, you picture yourself walking in, shaking hands, exchanging some jokes, them loving what you're saying, as opposed to the opposite of what we do. We picture the worst thing that's going to happen. Oh, they're going to say, no, I don't want this. Visualize the success. The more you visualize the success and walk yourself through it, the more confident you will be. And you can reprogram your mind through hypnosis if need be. If the meditation, the visualizations aren't working yourself, you can tap into your subconscious with NLP, with hypnosis.
Right.
Boom, that works too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Those are great ways.
Absolutely.
That's fantastic. There are so many ways. He's right. Posture, smiling, getting out, changing your atmosphere, changing your environment, moving. Absolutely. A lot of times people are afraid because of lack of knowledge, lack of information, right? I'm afraid to go talk to this person because I don't have all the information I need, right? So one way of getting rid of fear is by knowing your shit.
Right.
Right? Knowing your shit.
Being prepared. Yeah.
Being confident, right? There's a great statement that says, fake it till you make it. And it serves a point, but it doesn't sound good.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean be a fake person. But if I am not a confident person and I want to achieve huge success, well, I need to start acting like a confident person until I really actually believe that I am confident, because once I start pretending, once I start acting, once I start moving in that direction, in that way, then I become that person, right? So when you do that, a lot of the fear goes away as well, right? Fear is also there because we don't know. Fear of the unknown.
Unknown, yeah.
Fear of the unknown. That's one of the biggest things. People are afraid of the unknown, right? I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Oh, should I start this business? I don't know if it's going to work. Oh, yeah. I don't know if what's going to happen to it. Should I go talk to that girl? Should I go talk to that guy?
Yeah.
Right? Should I drive to school? All these fears from the unknown. But if, like Tom said again, if we're present, and we're confident in our skill set, in our knowledge, in everything that we have to offer, then that fear kind of goes away as well.
Another thing is, when you're fearful, you're thinking, like we said earlier. The antidote to that is by doing. By being, by getting into action.
Yes.
That's
Absolutely.
the antidote to sitting there and thinking.
Yep, absolutely. Action. So what do we have here? Wayne says, why are people always in fight or flight mode? That's a good question, because that's kind of, that's the lizard brain. That's that that old ancient brain that we have that keeps us in that fight or flight mode. It's when we are able to understand that flight, fight, fear, all these things exist, and when we can, when we're in the moment of the fight or flight, and we can stop ourselves and look at the situation and say, wait a minute, what's really going on here? Then we can pull ourselves out of that flight or fight mode. But I think too many people are living by default. They're living somebody else's life because they were born into that house. They were taught what to say, what to do, what religion to believe in, all that stuff, and they're not living, or they're not, like Tom said earlier, they're not connected to their higher self, right? If we're connected to our higher selves, if we can connect to that spiritual side, to that energy, to the mainframe of the universe, then we all understand that we're all the same people, and we're all the same thing, plants, animals, rocks, everything. Then you kind of shift from that fight mode, right? Then you embrace everything. So that's what I think. We got Tessa saying, you are saying to put something else in your thoughts. Yes.
Changing your thoughts.
Changing your thoughts.
Shifting your thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you're, I remember one time I was waiting to do a speech, and as the anticipation came, I was getting nervous, and my mind was racing, and I was like, holy fuck, I got to stop. If I don't cut this off, this thinking, I'm going to lose my shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled my phone out, and I started looking at pictures of my niece and nephew, and took my mind off of it. I was actually able to get into a state where I was looking at pictures in my phone, and I actually lost track of where I was for a second. I totally forgot that I was about to give a speech. And it's funny, when I snapped out of it, I for a second I realized, oh wow, I don't feel any fear all of a sudden.
Right.
And then I started thinking, oh fuck, I'm about to go give a speech, and I started getting scared again. So yeah,
you got to get out of your mind.
You got to get out of your head.
You got to get out of your head.
Yeah.
You know, that's the one thing, right? And so when you're in a situation and you're afraid and fear comes over you, just like you said, start breathing slowly and take inventory of the situation. Okay, why am I afraid? Why am I afraid? What is it to be afraid of? I'm here.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening yet. This is what's going on.
Yeah.
Right? And just start evaluating. That evaluating will calm you down because you'll start to see things as they truly are. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break from our sponsors, and when we come back, we're going to continue, and then we'll wish everybody a happy holiday and a new year, and we'll be right back from our sponsors. Stay tuned.
You're listening to The Traveling Investor on W4CY Radio. Please take a moment to listen to the sponsors who have a secret message just for you. Don't leave. The best is yet to come. The Traveling Investor will be right back.
I wanna be rich. Oh, I wanna be rich.
Hey everyone, I'm Jimmy Starr, the king of cool and your host of The Jimmy Starr Show, the entertainment radio show for all you cool and unique people looking to get a behind-the-scenes peek at what's going on in the entertainment industry. Listen in as me and my cool crowd of co-hosts bring you celebrity guests, new music, and the good times in fashion, entertainment, and pop culture. Right, everybody? Right! Tune in live Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern on W4CY.com.
You wanted the best? You got the best. Your favorite internet radio station in the land, W4CY Radio. We have all the entertainment you desire, from talk to music to comedy, right here on W4CY.com. Listen to W4CY Radio 24/7 for giveaways.
Exactly how much sun and water every flower needs in order to bloom. You know when someone's in love based on the bouquet purchased. You know flowers. We can help you find more people to buy them. And by working together, we can get your small business growing. At AT&T Advertising Solutions, we have more ways to reach more people. With print, online, mobile, and direct marketing, AT&T Advertising Solutions has local advertising experts to help your small business find more customers. Call 1-800-GET-REAL to learn more. AT&T, rethink possible.
Gary, and I'm Ricky, and you're listening to W4CY because it's the best of radio, and this is Leonard Skinner.
There you go.
Skinner!
Attention listeners, we are preparing once again for takeoff, so please return to your seats as W4CY Radio welcomes back your real estate guru, the traveling investor, Nitzan Mosery.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Nitzan Mosery here, the traveling investor with Tom Zaimes, philosopher extraordinaire, and we've had a great show so far. You guys here, you guys have been talking to us. It's been fantastic. Love the feedback. Love the back and forth. This is how we learn, and this is how you learn, right? And it's all about growing and becoming, becoming something new. So let's continue with this fear thing, man. Why is it? And I don't know if you know this answer. You know, I've been battling with this question myself. Why is it that something happens to someone, right? Fear and whatnot, and it freezes them. It it totally overtakes them. But yet sometimes, somebody else takes fear and they take it and they churn it and they make it into an adventure, into something exciting, into life, into all that. But why is that?
Let me say this. So fear on a scale of 1 to 10 affects people in different ways. When I first started doing the public speaking, my heart was literally jumping out of my chest. It was like a 9 out of 10. And you're kind of in that, I wasn't frozen, but you can't think straight. You can't really be yourself in that state.
Right.
So I had to get that down to more of like a 4, 5, or 6 out of 10 before I could actually start to tackle the fear. And I did that through hypnosis.
Oh wow.
So yeah, if you're frozen by fear, that's an intense fear. Whereas you said other people take it, they reframe it. A lot of people like to take anxiety and they say it's the same thing. It's the same emotion as being excited about something. I'm not sure if I'm 100% sold on that. You can't tell me that the excitement of you're about to have sex is the same as the excitement of you're about to go into a major surgery. I don't know if I'm buying that. But supposedly they take that nervous energy, they reframe it. Oh, yeah. I've heard a lot of these successful guys say this. So maybe I need to learn how to do that. If I'm not understanding it properly, maybe that's something I need to grasp as a person, because they all say they do that. So that's something that I'm going to work on next time.
They take that energy and they transfer it and they make it into something else?
They basically tell themselves that this is excitement, because it's the same energy, so to speak, right?
Sure.
And that they're excited to give this speech. They're excited to do whatever, this jump off the cliff, do a bungee jump, right? And they kind of dupe themselves that way, so that I understand it.
Absolutely, right? It's all about duping the mind, right? Because the mind is set to protect us and to tell us, don't jump off that cliff.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And it'll make, it'll freeze us, it'll stop us, it'll do everything it can to go over. And it reminds me of a story, and I'll make a very quick story here. This monastery, right, full of monks, and these young monks came up and they had a tradition. Every day when the bell would ring, whatever it is they were doing, wherever it is they were doing, they would stop and they would just stand. And they would just freeze. Or if they were bent over, they would stay in that position. Wherever they were, whatever they were doing, they heard the bell, they stopped until they heard the bell again. Okay? And this is to take control of your mind. So one day they're in the field and they're working, right? And this one guy, he's in the river, fishing or doing whatever, and they hear the bell. So he stops and he's in the middle of the river. And an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours go by. The bell hasn't rung yet. The water's getting higher in the river, right? It's getting, the tide in the river is getting higher and higher, and all the teachers, right, are coming to the student saying, you need to get out of the water. You need to get out of the water. You need to get out of the water.
Yeah.
You're going to die. You're going to die. You're going to drown. You're going to die. You're going to drown. And his mind, of course, is telling him, get out of the water. Get out of the water. But his training told him, do not move until the bell. And the water went above him, and the bell rang, and then they pulled him out of the water. And he, at that point, became enlightened because he had control. He took over his fears. He took over all of his emotions, and he took control over his mind and said, I am not moving here until the bell rings.
Wow.
That is some serious control, and that's how you got to use fear. Discipline. In the now, in the present, in the moment.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, my friend. Well, guys, we got a minute left. I wanna wish everybody a happy and glorious New Year. It's been an awesome year being the traveling investor on the show. It's been awesome having you on the show.
Yeah.
You've definitely taken the show to the next level.
Thanks for having me.
All you guys out there, Big J, Tess, Libby, Sarah, Wayne, all you guys out there listening, everybody on Facebook, on Instagram, TikTok, love you guys. Everybody out there, I want to wish you guys, first of all, I want to say I'm grateful and I'm very appreciative for everyone. So I'm appreciative to the engineers and to the sound people as well. Thank you so much. It's been a great year. 2020 is going to be even better. All right? I look forward to seeing you here, there, everywhere on Spaceship Earth. Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, brother.
Happy New Year, brother.
Peace out. We'll see you January 2020 somewhere on Spaceship Earth. Take care. We love you.
Wow, what a great show. Are you excited to learn the untold secrets of how to get wealthy? Then tune in next Thursday and every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern right here on W4CY Radio. You too can learn how to become a traveling investor. If you missed any part of this episode or want to hear it again, go to the Traveling Investor Podcast on iHeartRadio. You can listen to all past episodes on demand 24/7. Next week's episode will take us somewhere new and exciting, so don't miss it. Thank you for listening.